6 of training. Right, what are we doing this week? Well, we're walking the dogs as usual every morning, you can see, in these nice woods, and I've decided I've got to kind of stick to a plan. So, oops, just to get attacked by brambles. So I've not been doing my 400 metre intervals or my 800s. I've been doing my hills, but not proper set out ones. They're normally in with another run. We've picked, or the person that's leading the runs picked a really hilly trail.
Stop to take my jacket off, it's ever so hot.
So I've written out a plan. Well, I've started to write out a plan that involves fitting in my long runs, my easy runs, my 400 intervals, 800 intervals, hills, a bit of cross training to the tune of gym or swimming or bike. My husband's fixed my puncture on my mountain bike, so I can get out on that a bit more.
I wrote out this plan but didn't take into consideration that I do the park run on a Saturday, so I've got to change it. So looking at this, the 30-minute easy is the easiest way to change it. So I'm going to move the 30 minutes, which are marked in black arrows, to where the red arrows are for Saturday. So I think that will work. So this is a 3-week plan. I've got my 30-minute easy runs, my 1k runs, my 800s and my 400s. Only thing I've not got in here is my hill work. So I'm not quite sure where I'm putting it, but I'm going to do it on one of the rest cross train days. That's where I'm going to stick it.
11.5.5. It's gone down again.
Yay! Just weighed myself. Monday morning weigh-in, and I'm 11.5.5. So I've gone down because I was 11.6.5 last week, or was I 11.6.25? But anyway, it's down. That's all that matters. I don't care if it's £1 a week, £0.5 a week. It's going down and it's not going up. That's what I want it to do, not go up. Right, treadmill time. I'm going to do my 400 intervals on the treadmill. I'll just film a tiny bit just to put on. I don't want to bore you me trundling along on a treadmill for half an hour. Well, it's Wednesday morning. Yesterday I went swimming and I did 1,750 metres in about an hour, which I didn't think was too bad for my first time swimming in about 2 years. Felt quite easy actually, didn't have too much trouble at all, and quite confident in my front crawl for not swimming for such a long time. So I was quite surprised. Right, this morning I've just been doing rolling my legs and some stretchers because I'm going to run with the Smilers tonight. So I'll just show you what I use for rolling my legs. I don't know whether I've shown you before, but I'll just show you everything. First of all, we have my balls. Trigger point balls. I don't know if you can see on this picture all these little points. Right, so we've got different softnesses, but they all feel odd to me. And that one I think that one's the softest, it just moves. I'm sure this one's the hardest, and this is the one I use for my calves. I don't know whether I've shown you before what I do with this ball. I use it for my back as well, up against a wall. So I'll just show you what I do. Get it on the floor, put my weight on. Sometimes I put this leg on top, and then we roll up and down till I find somewhere that hurts, like that. And then sometimes go side to side, trying to get the knot out. But the knot's hurting too much at the minute, I've already done one. A back baller cost me about 50 quid, but it doesn't move. So if you're really trying to get a point on your back, as well as it's got two positions for your back, the whole thing doesn't move up and down the room, and you have to stop to adjust because your head suddenly crashes into something at the end of the room. So this stays still, and these come off as well, like this. So you've got two different settings, so you can when you're using it for your legs, you can remove one. And tops of thighs, inside of thighs, this is really good for getting into. I can really get into certain places better because it's that little bit smaller, and this is, again, doesn't move, better than the traditional foam roller. And it actually is a little bit harder than my other foam roller. So just depending how bad my legs are as to which one I go for, the hard one or the softer one. This is my other one, and I do use this quite a lot. I used to struggle with it when I first started because I got no strength in my arms, and you have to hold yourself up with your arms to be able to roll your legs. So when I bought the other one I've just shown you, I did find that a little bit easier because I hadn't got to lift myself so high. But now I'm a lot fitter. I don't have much trouble at all, except I don't use this for my calves. I just can't seem to get the amount of pressure onto my calves with this one. Whether it's because I've got to hold myself up quite high, or whether it's because it's softer, I don't know. But my bad calf needs that ball. You'll just have to excuse my mess in my gym. I've had to empty the van, and all my agility equipment's now here. My bike's been moved from in the other room because my tyre keeps going down, and I'm just wondering if I've got a puppy chewing on it. And it's stayed up today since I've moved it. I just wonder. More agility equipment, all in my nice gym. Gonna have to get shifted, but we're going on holiday again, so they normally live in the van so I can keep taking them with me when I go to the field, but we're going on holiday and I'll have to empty them out of the van again, so they might as well stay here. I've got this video in the right place. Really, perhaps I ought to have bare feet for this, but I have trouble with this calf, and I've found a good way to help stretch this and my hips, and this is about my favourite. But don't fall over. If I fall over, you can laugh because I don't very often fall over. This is my favourite stretch. So it's a wide stance. Put that there to hang on to, just in case you decide you're going to fall, and go into a squat. Alright, hold on. Then I get in the right place. And then up. And then push your knees out. And it's pulling right up the front of your thighs. And try and sit upright, back. So that's really pulling now on my hips, and just hold that there for as long as I can. Well, I can hold it for quite a long time actually, so I'm not going to hold it because I've already done it once today. And then up, and that gets you here, really pulls on here and around these hips, and that is my favourite one, as well as putting the dumbbell the kettlebell onto my knee and pushing it out to stretch the calf as well. I didn't show you that bit, but I think I've showed you that bit before. So now I should be ready to run with the smilers tonight. Right, now I'm going to make myself a smoothie. Now I've done all them stretching, so I've got mango, avocado, pineapple, and pineapple juice in here, and I'm just going to whip it up and drink my nice smoothie, make me feel nice and refreshed after my exercises. It's Friday and I've just got in from walking the dogs. Made myself a cup of tea. I was going to show you my parcel, but it's not my parcel, it's for next door. Disappointing. I got ordered some things that you might be interested in and I was so excited, and then it weren't my parcel. Never mind. So, thoughts on this week. Wednesday night with the Smilers went alright, just a bit wet, very wet. So 10k, easy pace, decided to stay in the middle of the pack, and so I wouldn't have to stop to wait for when we regroup for so long, because my legs don't like it. So I decided to run slower, and then when we all regrouped, I wasn't stood waiting as long as I normally am, because I'm normally at the front. So that went smoothly, but in the middle of the night I had stomach ache. So yesterday, even if I hadn't needed a rest day, I don't think I would have been doing anything, because I had a bit of an upset stomach. Not much, but enough to put you off doing anything, but it was rest day anyway, so that was fine. Today I'm not doing much. I've got to take the pup to the vets. He's got a poorly eye, so we're not be doing much today. So it's 2 rest days, and then the park run on Saturday, and then my 15-mile walk on Sunday. So overall this week I'll have only run 16k, but I'll have walked 15. Well, I'll have walked more than 15, but because I walk the dogs every morning 2 to 3 miles, but I normally never count that. I always just count that as my warm-up for every morning. And so, thoughts on my plan. I did show you my plan, and then realised I'd got to alter it, and then thinking about it even more, I needed to make it a bit more flexible, because as I've told you before, things just end up not going right in this house, because I've got parents to sort out and other things to sort out, dogs to sort out, so everything goes wrong. So if I plan something, it goes wrong. So when I first started this ultra, I had got a plan. Somebody has asked me on YouTube if I've got a plan, or I'm a plan from somewhere, or I'm doing my own plan. And I did say I was doing my own plan, but I had actually got a plan in my head what I was doing, and I was trying to stick to it, but like my mum's decorating and stuff kind of just put it all on hold. So the plan I have just showed you, a Wednesday I showed you it, I've redone it, and I've wrote it out instead of, oops, I'm gonna spill tea all over everywhere. I wrote it out, so you're not able to see that, but I will tell you what I've done, and I'll take a photograph of it in a minute and put it on screen. It's Monday through to Sunday. Sunday I do like to spend Sunday with my husband, because I don't see him very often, so it's very hard to do training on Sunday unless I involve him, and he's not very fit. So cycling, not even cycling, works, because I can out cycle him, and he's going red in the face and miles behind, and it's not much fun for him. So we've decided that on a Sunday, if we do go out, he's going to cycle and I'm going to run. So this should work, because I'm sure he should be able to keep up with me cycling. I am sure he should. I'll tell you if it turns out to be a disaster. We'll take the video and film him all red-faced. I hope he's not going to watch this, because he's not going to be pleased with me. But excuse me, it's sweating. It's really hot in this conservatory this morning. So Sundays, a lot of people do the long runs, but I can't really do long runs on Sunday, like I say, because of family commitments. So what I've done is I've done a 3-week plan, 2 weeks quite strenuous, the third week a little bit easier, and then an optional 4th week, which would be a big rest day, well, big rest week, but just putting in the normal smilers and the park run, and that's it. Perhaps a bit of rolling of legs and stuff. So if I'm feeling tired after the 3rd week, even though the 3rd week is a little bit lighter, there's the option on one day to take something out altogether and put a rest day in. So that Thursday's kind of got a bit of an option on it, so it makes it a longer rest day, as well as each of the other first 2 weeks I've got the options for rest days. So if I'm getting tired, it's a rest day slash cross training. So if I'm feeling tired, I can put a rest day in. If I'm not feeling tired, I can do a cross training session, gym, swimming, biking, whichever I feel like doing. So this plan's really flexible. So if I need to swap things round because I'm doing something, it's a lot easier to swap things down. So Tuesdays is going to be my speed training. So it's going to be 400s. But the second week, it swaps to 800s or 1k. So you've got 2 fast sessions a week, but they're over different distances, as well as a long run. And at the minute I'm doing my smilers as a long run, but it won't be long before I'm going to have to be putting in an even longer run than that. I'm feeling at the point where I need to be increasing my distance, not particularly over the week, but my distance over a long run. My weekly distance could do with going up, but at the minute I'm just putting cross training sessions in instead, like swimming and cycling and gym sessions to try and get me endurance up, and then I'm going to increase the miles after that. Right, I don't know whether you'll be able to see this, and I'm about to hold my hand still, but I've got the days across the top and the weeks down the side, 3 weeks, and then this bottom week with all the scribble on it is options for the 4th week, rest week. So we've got things every Wednesday, it's the smilers, every Saturday it's the park run, and then Fridays we've got the 4 times 800 metre sprints. Tuesdays, well, this is on the 1st week, we've got 3 times 1k sprints. Well, they're not exactly sprints, but fast. If I say sprints, it means fast. It doesn't mean actual sprint. Right, so the 2nd week we've got, it swaps to 400 metre, 10 400 metre repeats at a fast pace, and Friday we're still doing the 800 metre, and the 3rd week it's 1k again and the 800 metre again on this side. So it swaps around a little bit for the Tuesday, but the Friday is always the same. And then we've got Thursdays cross training or rest, Mondays cross training or rest, Sundays cross training or rest. So we can swap these cross training days and rest days around to suit. So if somebody says they want me to do something on a certain day, I can swap one of these rest cross training days in for a rest day somewhere else and swap, say on this Friday, back over there. So we're getting it's more flexible. And on the third week, this Friday session's optional. I can put a rest day in there, so if I'm feeling tired after doing these 2 full weeks, especially if I put a lot of cross training in, then I can get rid of that and put a rest day in on that Friday. The 4th week, like I said earlier on, is just going to be smilers and park run and nothing else. Just complete rest and stretching, bit of foam rolling, and that's it. And then we go back to week 1 again. So this is how it's going to go, if you understand this. On the cross train days, that includes hiking, and I think it'll probably be on a Monday, because Wednesday is my daughter's day off. Monday and Wednesday is my daughter's day off, but Wednesday I do smilers at night. So if I go hiking in the daytime, then I'm not going to really want to run again at night. So I'm going to probably pick Monday as well. If I don't do the hiking, I think I might do the swimming, because I did it Tuesday this week, but Tuesday night I do dog training, and this Tuesday, after doing 1,750 metres, after not swimming for 2 years, I was a bit tired. I weren't feel too bad, but I just couldn't be bothered to go dog training. So I've got to be able to fit that in as well. So whatever I do on a Tuesday, it's going to be done early on Tuesday morning, perhaps after I've walked the dogs, and it's going to be short. So things like 400 metre repeats, running at 6 minute pace, which I think I've worked it out as 2 minutes 22 seconds. I think that's what I've written down. I'll put it up on the screen if I've got that wrong. But so I've got it marked out, but I've just got to check it from the exact start point down at Vickers Water. And so I can go down there in the van, just have a quick jog round the lake, and then do my 4 200 repeats with about 90 seconds rest in between them. Have a bit of a jog round for a cool down, and I reckon that'll be fine for a Tuesday morning. The 800s, I know where the 800s are as well for down at Vickers, because I've trained with Mansfield Tri down there, so I've done that before, so I know where the 800s are. You start right up at the car park, and you finish down at the bridge near the bottom car park, so that's quite handy. Downhill on the way, uphill on the way back, so that's got some uphill training. So that's organised quite well. The next thing is hill training. I haven't been actually putting in a specific hill training, even though I've picked some hills. I've picked 3 hills to really have a bash at, but I've not been going and doing them because the smilers, Dawn, I love you Dawn, but the last few weeks the hills have been horrendous, and I would have been struggling normally, but I think the gym working a treat, because I didn't struggle. I quite, just a nice steady pace. We were going at 7 minute Ks mostly, and that included the stops as well. It was just the average for the whole run was only just over 7 minute pace. So, and that's with stops to wait for the slower ones. So and I was looking at my data, we was running just a bit faster than 7k pace when we was moving. So uphill, and I mean some of them hills they went on forever, and even though some of them weren't ever so steep, there were quite a few that were quite steep, they went on for a long time, and hills like that not that long ago would have had me walking, and I was loving it. I was passing people. I'm thinking, things are starting to go well with this training. This training regime is working because people are commenting. The people are commenting about the weight coming off, and people are commenting about how fit I'm looking and my performance. And it's not as though I'm trying to run faster and do things to impress people. I'm just running along with everybody, talking, enjoying it, where before I would have been at the back and I would have been gasping for air and struggling and having to walk, and I'd be the slow one at the back that everybody waited for when we all regroup. So I'm really pleased. I think I am really starting to enjoy my running. So I want to carry on like this, so my running is easier and enjoyable, so that it'll encourage me to run more and run further. So this is the thoughts for Friday. So when I've waffled on and on, I hope it's been interesting. So I'm not going to probably put any more onto this video, to this vlog. I will do a separate one for Sunday. If I remember to take my camera down to the park run, I might take a few photos or a bit of a video around the park run, so you can, people that has never been to a park run can see the atmosphere at the park run and how friendly it is. And might encourage new people to start the park run.
Found this clip out from you from Sherwood Pines Park Run. It's in the winter and there's a lot of dogs on this start line, because Canicross Midlands quite often invade, and Sherwood Pines are dog friendly.
Well, there's me moaning that my parcels haven't arrived, and this is one of the things I've ordered that's just popped through the letterbox just as I was going to start uploading everything to the computer. These are salt sticks, they're salt tablets, but they're chewable. Normally I've always used these, because this is a free sample. Just let me open it up and let me show you. So these are free samples. You normally put these in your water bottle with water. We've got what flavour is this? Citrus flavour. Oh, this one's got caffeine. I've got one or two more of these actually, free samples that somewhere that I've got, but I've run out of. Show you on the picture. These big packs. I've run out, so we're going to try something different for the ultra. So that's why I've gone for these, because I'm trying to think of stuff that I'm carrying, and having to add things to water or have things already mixed up and how long they're going to last and everything. I'm trying to make things simple, and with these being chewable, I thought, what flavour are they? Orange. With these being chewable, I thought these might be easy just to stick in my front pocket and just stick one in my mouth and chew it, instead of having to add things to water. So that's enough waffling for Friday, and I'll see you next week.